Hi everyone, and welcome back to our monthly market updates. I'm Lola Fisher, your trusted realtor here in the Silicon Valley, and we are talking August 2024. I want to talk to you about the latest insights and tips so that you can stay informed on our local housing market in Santa Clara County. We're going to start by the numbers. Let's talk market trends and statistics specifically. That's a lot of S. Okay. Current home prices, let's get right into it. The median sold price from July 2024, where we're taking our insights from, was $1.6 million. From the month prior, that is down 2.14%, a decrease. And what this actually tells us is that we can start reflecting on property value as well. That's usually the second question that comes when I'm talking to folks, particularly sellers, about this housing market and those sold prices. Yes, property value is technically down from the month prior, but just barely. 0.2% since June, property values. However, if you look a year back, so think if you've had your house for a year or longer, this is a good sign. It's been a 6.8% increase in property value since this time in 2023. That's great news. Jumping into inventory levels, let's go through the numbers. We were seeing 1,348 new listings this past month in July, and that was down 7.6% from the prior month. So compared to June, seeing low inventory isn't really a surprise to us. We do see some things go less in this season of the housing market. It's very much in that flow right now where we'll probably increase a bit more as we get into September, and then that decrease always comes in the winter. And it's just about that buying, selling. There's always people buying homes and there's always people selling homes in the Bay Area. That's just a fact. So even though these trends are telling us something about our pricing strategies and our timing expectations, whether you're looking in your home search or ready to sell, this doesn't mean that it's not a critical time. So this is a good time to keep going for things. Jumping into days on market, 10 median days on market this past month. That is great. If y'all watched my last market updates, I was talking about how things are sitting on the market way longer than we are expecting and way longer than they should, as we would typically guide you as real estate agents and advisors in your home search and home selling process. So the numbers wise, that's up 11.11% from the month prior. That's amazing because we were seeing these summer months really slow down. There's still things that have been on the market for 30 days, 45 days that were expected to go in like 2 weeks or less. So what that tells me is that if you're a buyer, you have a little bit more negotiation power. If you are a seller, if you really want a certain price, you may have to be ready to sit on the market for a longer period of time, depending on when you listed. But if you are ready to list now and your home's not yet on the market, this is a really great time because things are starting to speed up again. So why do we talk about all these numbers? Whether you are actively in the housing market right now, buying, selling, investing, or you're just trying to stay up to date with what's going on, these numbers really give us a good pulse on where the market is headed so we can have some foresight into what's coming next. More specifically, if you're curious about what this means for you in terms of your home's value or what your buying opportunities are, let's chat. Without further ado, though, I like to make those numbers actionable. So let's talk tips, more specific tips and actions you can take, whether you're a buyer, seller, or investor. Let's start with buyers. So with these prices still kind of at that listing price, meaning we're seeing some drops in price go down, but homes are selling at or above the listing price still. That is with some adjustments though, so we'll see the prices drop and then it's selling at that. So it's not always what the seller is desiring lately. That depends on whether you have like a 2-bedroom condo or townhouse versus a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom property with land. There's always specifics to it. So I'm generalizing here, of course, for our county. But with some of the changes in mortgage rates and a lot of this negotiability happening because things are sitting on the market longer or prices aren't going as they expected, this is a really great time if you're a buyer to take some action and consider making an offer and consider negotiating your mortgage rate as well in terms of buy downs and things like that, which we could always talk about. Jumping to sellers, because I kind of want to make these a little quick so you can get those tips and go take action. If you're thinking about selling, staging and pricing your home competitively could make all the difference in a market like this. I really don't feel like this is a diverse opinion in terms of if you're talking to a real estate advisor, many of us will probably give you this tip. Stage your home, figure out a competitive price, meaning whether you price at your home value, at your expected home value, a little bit above, a little bit under, that is strategic. I'm sure there was a day where it's like, here's the home's value, here's the price, that's it. That's not how the market works today. We are still in a very competitive market, and we are taking all the market trends, everything that's going on around you in your community, and the things that are about to happen in your community that you may or may not know about into consideration when pricing. So sellers, consider those pricing strategies, talk to your real estate advisor about that. And then in addition, I always recommend staging if it's going to help the home's value and list to sold price. There are some situations where it's not smart to spend resources on staging, and that's going to be a little bit more specific depending on the furniture you currently have in your home, if it's vacant, if it's lived in, so on, so on, so on. We could go over those details. But let's jump to my last category, which is investors. This tip actually isn't going to be surprising because it's something that most of you that I know are already doing. Investors, it's all about spotting opportunities in the evolving market. It's always been that for most of y'all, but especially if you're a newer investor, you're going to want to check out properties that might have been overlooked this past month. That's my more specific tip. Because we are seeing the change in days on market, things are going to be a little more rapid, but a lot of folks are still looking for what's new, what's latest on market. Those homes that are 28, 30 days on market that are just a bit past what their expected sell date is, some of those sellers might be a little more desperate or just willing to negotiate down their offers or sell price. So go ahead, think about your offers, be competitive about it, but make those offers particularly on those opportunities of homes that are needing some love, especially when they've been on days on market just a bit longer than they should. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, there are plenty of specific steps you can take right now to maximize your results. So if you want to know more, if you want to strategize that a bit, I'm just a call away. However, I want to get into the hot topics for this moment. I always love finishing with these hot topics in our market updates, and I just like giving little blurps so that we can have more of the conversation later. So if these hit, if you want to talk about them more, let me know because we can start some deeper conversations on this. But I got 3 for you, 3 topics. First, the stock market and how RSUs are impacting homebuyers in tech. So as many of y'all that have stock investments or have equity in your companies know, the stock market has been a bit volatile. And many folks that I know in the tech industry who were planning to use RSUs for their down payment are feeling uncertain about that or stepping back or slowing down their home search process. This shift could impact when and how a lot of folks in tech are choosing to enter the market, because there's already that question of, is my location of my job stable? Because we know tech companies are moving, they're expanding, and they're shifting their workforce every single day. So it also could depend on your role within the tech space. And this isn't just for tech workers, it's just predominantly the clients I've been speaking with in relation to this. But if you have stocks in your company as part of your conversation or specific RSUs that you're waiting to use till a certain point, it could not be the best option when you're thinking about what you're going to use towards your down payment if you're getting ready to buy a home. But it's still an option. It just needs to be very thoughtfully strategized, and I highly recommend talking with a financial advisor about it before going forward and using it, since we're seeing so many changes within the stock market right now. Let's jump to my second topic. Mortgage rates are dropping. I'm sure you've seen this in the news because I am getting constant alerts on all the articles of this, particularly from the people who've been tracking mortgage rates. There was a Bloomberg article on the mortgage rates recently that just came out. It said, I quote, "Great news for buyers. Mortgage rates have plunged to their lowest level since May 2023. Over a year." This is creating a unique opportunity for those ready to make a move. This one's pretty simple. The mortgage rates have dropped and they are dropping. Most economists are expecting it to stay in that like 6 to 7% range for the next few months, but there's never any guarantee of that. So we are just tracking and being ready and prepared to take action when it's the right time for you. So when I'm working with my clients, it's what number do you need to be at in order to take action? We plan that and we get ready so that as soon as that number hits, if it's based on mortgage rates or if it's based on a certain income amount, a certain savings amount, once we hit our numbers within our action plan, we go ahead and take action because there's always homes cycling through the market. There's always a way to find that fit. And it's just about timing and planning. So if you've been on the fence, now might be the perfect time to act before the rates change more or go up again. So let's talk about how you can take advantage of this dip in our mortgage rates. And our third topic is how the election year impacts our housing market. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a Newsweek article that I feel explains this pretty well. And in this Newsweek article, it says, I quote, "More than anything, what typically affects the housing market in election years is the market's reaction to the election results. If the market believes the party that wins the election will stimulate growth, then we could see positive effects on the overall economic outlook." So when we go down, it starts explaining in this article, and I'll link it in the description, of course. But it goes on to explain that a lot of folks are guessing what the policy changes are going to be that come with the person elected. And there's a lot of concerns about housing affordability issues, and of course that always relates to the Bay Area when folks are already saying things are so expensive in the Bay Area, particularly first-time home buyers are like, whew, how do I get in this? Millennial home buyers have this question a lot, but there is a way, and so many folks are doing it. So if you're like, oh, I've saved up, I'm ready to go, perfect. But for those who are like, I've been saving up, I'm not really sure, and if this person gets elected and changes the mortgage rates again in some way, right, as these policies start aligning, then I don't know if I'm going to be able to purchase my first house and get into the housing game. That's where we go back to our action plan, and we just make a clear plan that's about the numbers, so there is no doubt whether you are ready or not, and any changes in policy won't necessarily affect your decision making. Good planning can always come in handy. Okay, I think I've talked about all the hot topics for now, but if there's something I missed or something you want me to highlight in the next one, please let me know. The real estate market is always evolving. We know this. So it's really essential to stay informed whether you're active on the market or not, because you never know when the perfect opportunity to buy, sell, or invest might come your way, and you want to be ready to make that informed decision, as well as intuitive, but we need information and logic when making a big financial decision like that. If you have found this monthly market updates video to be helpful, or if you have any questions or thoughts, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. I love your feedback on these videos, and I also love to help you. So if you have a problem to solve, if you know a friend or family member who is trying to figure out something in the housing market or solve a problem in terms of buying or selling, I'm just a call away. Let me know. I'm here to serve you all. So with that, I'm Lolo. I'm excited to see you all at some of our community events coming up, and I'm always here if you need me. Bye.